All right. So how to set up or setting up the Google Tag installation? What does
Yeah.
that look like?
Yeah. So it says in the coming months. Um, so I don't exactly know how long this is going to take, but um, instead of configuring your code and everything each time for new conversions and different things that you want to be able to track, it says that you can use your existing Google tag to do these things. And I think that is, to be able to use these and create that within the Google tag is really cool. And then it takes it a step further in its explanation and says, for those that are using HubSpot, Squarespace, or Wix, it calls out those three specifically, which is really
Interesting.
interesting. It didn't include
Oh, wow.
WordPress.
Wow.
WordPress is huge. It didn't include that, but HubSpot, Squarespace, or Wix, you'll be able to install the Google tag without any code at all. So those three, I know there's a lot of clients that I work with that are using one of those three,
Wow.
um, and you know to be able to install the Google tag without any code, just be able to punch the button and it, I assume maybe you connect your API or something like that. I'm not sure. And it adds it to the management system that you're using.
Wow.
Imagine if it was things like not Spotify, Shopify, right? If you could, I think it would be amazing if I could set all that up so it immediately starts working with Shopify.
What's
You know,
Shopify?
that's what e-commerce systems use. There's a ton of, if you have an
Shopify?
e-commerce, yeah.
I've never heard of that. I'm just kidding. It's the
Okay.
biggest e-commerce platform outside of Amazon. I get it. I've heard of it, but I'm trying to embrace my lack of e-commerce skills. For a while,
Okay.
Chris, I was like, I do lead generation better than anybody on the planet, or better than anyone will in the future. So I can do the same thing on e-commerce. I've just never tried it before, but I know I
Never.
can. And then I started dipping my toes in the water, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this. Like
Oh,
I've cemented
okay.
myself in the lead generation space, and that's where my muscles are, and my muscle memory and brain is, and all that. That's what I'm suited for with my DNA. I am not suited for e-commerce, Chris, and I have
Okay.
given up the dream of being the best ever on both platforms, and I'm opening up the throne on e-commerce to anybody who wants it, because I'm resigning from e-commerce. I don't do it, and I'm leaning
Okay.
into to lead generation, and therefore I'm trying to train myself to say stupid things like, what's Shopify? Just to lean into it, just to lean
Lean
into it a
into
little.
just lean into your ignorance. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess the thing with Shopify, Chris, is like Google Analytics e-commerce tracking is so easy that they're
Yeah.
probably not having a problem with it. But stuff like Wix and website platforms, we do hear a lot like, hey, I'm on this platform. Is there an integration or something like that? And now it sounds like there will be. You can add the Google tag without any code at all. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. I think, um, like I said, I think the biggest takeaway for me on this is that we could have the potential to take away one of the biggest headaches on one of the most critical parts of Google Ads management, which is
Critical, critical.
conversion tracking and site tag implementation, getting all of that within one central area so that you can do that, set it up, track it, manage it, make sure it works right. It would be amazing if there was a test button that you could hit to say, yeah, we just tested and yes, it's firing
Or
correctly or something
here's
like that.
another one. Show me what the website looks like after I click on a Google Ads ad,
Mm.
so I can
Oh,
see if the phone number thing is firing.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, there's,
hey, but Chris, you know what? Here's what happens with the show. We put stuff out there into the world that would make Google Ads a better product, even though it's
mm,
already great, would make it better. And this stuff seems to be happening, So if I want a website preview of what the website looks like after a Google ad is clicked, so I can see if the website phone number tag is firing and the phone number changes, I think they'll get there one day. Because how many times have I asked for, like, talked about how great it would be, not just if we knew how many calls we get or how many lead forms we get, but who called and who filled out the form. Sounds like that might be happening. How many times have you complained about emailing developers and all that kind of stuff and getting the tag set up? And then how many times have we both complained, or not complained, but just stated facts, that we've tried the clicks on a button thing 1,000 different times, and it's
Oh, my
worked
gosh.
3 times,
Yeah.
not 3%, 3
Yeah.
times out of 1,000 over the last 15 years. And then all of a sudden we get products like this, and it sounds like all of our dreams will come true.